Another run! Another run! Another run! We do not stop running here. We continue. Alright, here we go. Gold room. What's in the gold room? Looks like a wig. Oh, it's a wig. And it feels itchy. Oh, that's gross. Spiders. Ew. And they follow me around. Wait, that's actually pretty cool. Maybe they could bait enemies, and the enemies will target them instead. Also, responding to another comment, Zelia returns. Zelia returns with feedback on the controller versus keyboard discussion. I've had two different takes on the controller versus keyboard discussion, and here's what I've gathered. So, from Zelia's comment, the 360 degrees of movement can actually be a little bit challenging in Binding of Isaac, because you can actually go in a direction you don't really want to. On the computer, you know, if I press this key, I'm going in this one direction. It's not like sometimes when you're going forward on controller, you're going forward and a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left, and you might accidentally hit something. I feel like that's what Zelia's point is. So, in general, Isaac is better on keyboard and mouse. However, my buddy said that when you get perks that give you 360 degrees aim, you know, you do something kind of like, well, I guess kind of like this, where you're spinning around, then controller is great, because you can aim literally anywhere. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the controller only when I pick up one of those items, but for now I'll stick to movement on the keyboard. Anyways, thank you for your tips to my buddy, and also to Zelia and the postman and anybody else who comments. I learn every day from you guys, and I'm having lots of fun learning as I'm going along, and you're all helping. I think it's the postman. Hang on, let me check. Yeah, the postman. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I don't want to get anyone's name wrong, even if it is just a username. Let's get one of these hearts. Let's see. Well, it's a good thing we got that heart. Okay, next question for the comments. What are these batteries for? What am I supposed to... Is there an item that needs these batteries? Because whenever I get them, I can never pick them up. Wow, this item is really good. It just keeps on creating all these spiders. And they die and I create new ones. Fantastic item. Although, while this is a wig and I'm having fun in the game with this wig, I normally don't have a lot of fun with wigs in real life. I'm not afraid of a lot of things. I'm afraid of only two things. Or, you know, I could be in scary situations, but I think like my general two fears are, one, robotic Santas, which are pretty self-explanatory. If you look at any kind of hardware store robotic Santa, you'll totally understand what I'm talking about as soon as you see it. Wow, these spiders are really... Holy crap. It's the fastest this boss fight has ever gone. Okay. The bomb just passed me a coin. He's like, hey, get yourself something nice. And he passed me the coin. Anyways, yeah, I fear robotic Santa Clauses because they're terrifying. And they freak me out. I don't like the way they move. I don't like the way their jaws move. Their speakers are always, like, in that weird zone between, like, really, really loud, but also low quality. And it's kind of eerie to me. They're just so creepy. Whenever I see one out anywhere, I freeze for a little bit. But then I find myself able to, you know, get out of the frozen state, and I continue about my day. Obviously avoiding it. Wow, 2 item rooms in one floor. That's pretty good. My second fear is our wigs. Listen, if a wig is on somebody's head, I'm totally okay with it, and I'm totally okay with being around it. My problem with wigs comes from when they're on their own, and just like out there, and if they have a fake scalp, the fake scalps really bother me. It's so unnerving. 2 boss fights? What the heck is going on here? Another boss room. Yeah, the wigs are totally unnerving, and if you put one on me, as I should be fine, but the process of putting it on will be very, very frightful and bothersome for me, because think about it this way. I don't have arachnophobia, but to me, wigs are like spiders with a million legs. And part of me will always think that the wig will actively decide to wrap itself around my finger and cut off its circulation and chop it off. Or it could wrap around my teeth and move itself into my brain, and then, you know, if it's able to move its individual hairs as though they were tendrils, they can wrap around my brain and touch specific spots to activate my body to do specific things. And this fear stems from hairworms, which to a human shouldn't be that threatening, but hairworms do a very similar thing to grasshoppers and other insects in the swamp. They wrap around them and they bring them to the swamp so that other hairworms can eat on them, eat them, you know, feast. And then they go out in the wild and do that again. So a wig for me is like the ultimate hairworm, and it could potentially do that. Wet hair falls into this category of fear. Wet hair, if I just see wet hair and it's wrapping around my finger, no way. I don't really like that at all. Makes me a little scared. Anyways, those are my fears. I opened up a little bit. Hopefully that helps. Actually, don't develop too much of a connect. Like, I don't want anything parasocial, but like, you know, maybe that makes me more relatable to people, is that I've discussed my fears. Maybe you have a similar fear. Write down your fear in the comments if you feel comfortable discussing that. Tears and shot speed sped up. Cool. You don't have to write down your fear if you really don't want to, by the way. It could be a fun way of talking to each other in the comments. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm gonna pick up this item because it says Isaac on it. You can see in the pixel art. Wealth, but at what cost? Okay. What wealth? Is this a will to Isaac? I mean, I have, like, white eyes. This is weird. Okay. Oh, I walked right into that one. Well, half a heart in a combat room. The odds aren't looking too good. So maybe I'll return when I get more health. I'm not gonna walk into the spiky door because I'll lose half HP and I'll die. Alright, GG everybody. See you later.